Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome all the students and young chartered accountants who have taken out time today to address and to meet all of us today on this session. A very exciting session today that has been lined up by the team Vikasa. Something to do with your mental stress, something to do with your, this situation that we all are in this pandemic, and very beautifully created by Akanksha, also in this Vikasa team. Uh, Hello. Right. So, friends, as I was saying that this entire scenario, you can see the pluses and the minuses, all of them together. But the worst part is if we only think about the negatives and we keep on forcing them on us, probably it becomes very difficult. But look at the positive side of all of this. There's so many things that have happened. The world's largest rights issue has come from Reliance, which is an Indian company. Reliance Jio had the world's largest issue. Then there are so much of funds that are lining up in India. IPL has been announced, and so many other activities are happening. These are some of the positives that are happening, and plus a good amount of time only for us to develop our skill sets that is there. And one another thing that is happening is the host of webinars that are being announced. One thing is for sure, if we select wisely and if we select appropriately, these webinars definitely have so much to teach us, so much to help us, and something or the other we can always keep on building our skill sets on. So today I have with me Rima Engineer, a very dear friend of mine who has taken out time, and at a very short notice she has accepted to be here. Thank you, Rima, for accepting our invitation. Apart from that, I have got Vikasa Vice President, Vice Chairman Garv with me, Jatin Jatta, and Akanksha Sahu. Akanksha, the one who has made this beautiful flyer for this event and has been working very hard to ensure all these events go very smooth and very strong. So thank you, Akanksha, for that. I also request Akanksha to please share her thoughts about this event. Why have you chosen about this event today? As a student, what do you think? And also introduce the faculty, Rima. Over to you, Akanksha.
अर्पित सर उनका नेट का प्रॉब्लम है, माइक नहीं चालू है।
Akanksha, are you there, Akanksha? Can you speak?
माइक बंद है आपका, माइक चालू करिए, माइक बंद है आपका।
Akanksha, you're on mute. Go ahead. Yes.
Hello. A very good afternoon to all. Akanksha this side. So let me just give you a brief introduction about our today's session speaker. Her name is Professor Rima Engineer. She is a therapist, mediator, and also a faculty with the Art of Living for the past 2015 and 2019. Faculty of Living, she has conducted more than 50 programs and also interacted with almost 40 youth programs of Art of Living. She has been a speaker at colleges like Polytechnic and University programs at NIT Another College and Satai College, etc. So we welcome you, ma'am, on our session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I would like to first check if I'm audible and I'm visible to all. Yeah, so if you all want to post anything, you can post your remarks in the question section throughout this webinar today. Is that okay? Okay. Not visible, not visible. Maybe you need to check your video and your internet quality. Okay, a lot of people are saying that I'm only audible and not visible.
I think that would be Rima. That would be a problem with the net, I think. But so far you are audible. I will request all of them to please follow whatever she's saying and participate. Because friends, let me tell you, she's been helping so many of us young students and although she looks pretty young, but she comes with a very strong experience, and having mentored and having taken care of so many young people through various programs that she keeps on doing regularly. I'm sure this session would be a very, very interactive one, and you will all enjoy this, because some or the other issues that you're facing, and if you share that very easily, Rima, I'm sure, would be able to give you some or the other hindsight, or some or the other maybe that small little light in the entire tunnel that you are looking for. So please keep on participating and follow whatever instructions and whatever is being asked for. And while you have already chosen to be on this, invest your 2 hours brilliantly, so that you can really have a very good takeaway for you.
Thank you so much, Arpit. Yeah. So doesn't matter if you can see me or you cannot see me, but as far as you can hear me, let's make the most out of it. Okay? Yeah. Brilliant. So today, so let me introduce myself once again. My name is Rima Engineer. I'm not an engineer by profession. Yeah, I am. I'm just born engineer. Some people are lucky, and I have done my master's in psychology. I am also practitioner of something called as craniosacral therapy. अब वो क्या है वो मैं आपको कभी और बताऊंगी. Yeah, and it is very difficult to pronounce, but it's very easy to actually practice that. I have also, like Akanksha mentioned, that I have been a faculty with the Art of Living. In fact, I'm one of the youth faculties of the Art of Living. I have taken these sessions and many more other programs for the youth with, if you've heard of NIT Surat Kal, I have taken there. I have taken it in our Bombay colleges of Dhanukar, Sathe, Pharmacy College. So a lot of youngsters I have been interacting with. Okay, तो अभी हम लोग next जो 2 घंटे है, we are going to be interacting with each other. So as I cannot see you, but I can definitely read your comments. हाँ, मैं आपके comments read कर सकती हूँ. So in the question section, please write whatever interaction we can do. Okay? Huh? I hope that is okay with all. I'm assuming it is okay with all. Okay. So let's start with asking this question itself, that why are you here? आपको पता चला that there is something on mental health and you just decided to enroll for this seminar and you joined in, right? आप लोग आ गए. So what is it that actually brings you here? Come on, quickly, if you can write in your question section, if you can just give me one word or one sentence of why are you here? Okay, thank you, Raviteja, for letting me know. For improvement, for handling stress and anxiety. Okay. Development, focus. All right. Or kya? To focus amidst this pandemic. All right. Focus. Very good. What else? Come on. What else brings you here? Exam stress. All right. Okay. Lete ho kya tum log exam stress? Mentally disturbed to manage time and social life and study, for discovering oneself, too much negativity around these days, dealing with exam anxiety, how to be relaxed, mental well-being. Okay, all right, wonderful. Then you are at the right place. Yeah, good. So I'm happy to see a lot of you are already very aware that there is something called as stress. वरना ज़्यादातर लोग denial में चले जाते हैं. हाँ. How is it possible? How can there be stress? No, I have nothing to do with that. Yeah, at least you are aware of this fact. Okay, great. So today we will be looking at a few things. These will majorly be activities that you do. I will ask you to do something, and then we will, just like this, how you wrote in the chat box right now, in the question box right now, you will respond. हाँ, जो लोगों को वीडियो नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, let's forget about it for some time. It's very important that you follow me audio wise also. Okay, I hope we can do that. Yeah. So yeah, now you have told me why you are here. Okay, let me introduce you to this aspect called as our physiology of our brain. हाँ, हम सबके पास एक brain है. I hope yes. Yeah, I'm sure you cannot see it, but it exists. Okay, your brain. Yeah, it was a rhetorical question. I'm sure everyone. Your brain it is the most important and the most functional part of your body. It is about some 3 grams in weight, but it is, floating, literally floating part of your body in some liquid. And it has something called as neurons. अभी neurons क्या है? Neurons are nothing but 2 wires in the brain. Okay? 2 wire किस तरह से होते हैं? And this neuron passes messages. Okay? So, what message does it pass? Of whatever you learn right now, you are listening to me. Okay, that message is being passed by your neuron. All right, just the way this wire is passing the message from me to the computer, same way the neuron passes these messages, okay, from our brain to different parts of the body and vice versa. All right, one thing which is very fascinating about these neurons is that, whatever you do more and more, it grows those types of neurons more and more. For example, if you are very regular in watching Netflix, it creates more and more neurons, okay, which is like labeled Netflix. Okay, yeah. And if you have more and more neurons which are, say for example, you're learning dance, yeah. So when you learn dance, the first time that you decide to learn dance, the first time that you decide to, yeah, I'm telling a different example, Jyotsna. So for example, Jyotsna, for example, you are only learning salsa. आप salsa सीख रहे हो, ठीक है? So the first time you do the steps of salsa, the very first time, all right? No, not like artificial intelligence. The first time you do salsa, your brain develops a neuron and it is labeled salsa, okay? But it is a very weak neuron. If you do something else instead of salsa, it will get replaced. वैसा है वो, ठीक है? But then you take a second class of salsa within a very short period of time. So that same neuron grows a little more stronger. And then you take a third class of salsa and that grows a little more stronger. And then the fourth and the fifth and the sixth time you take a class. You do this for 30 times. You take 30 classes. Now the neuron is very, very strong. Okay. This brain is very, very strong with the information of that Jyotsna is learning salsa and she knows salsa, these steps. Okay, so the neuron, okay, so the neuron of salsa is ready. But now what happens? Jyotsna does not practice salsa for 6 months. Yeah, 6 महीने तक वो salsa practice नहीं करती है. She does not practice salsa. Now it gets a little difficult for the brain to remember. It forgets. How does it start? How do I continue? इसके बाद क्या आता है? ये step, ये क्या, वो क्या? It forgets. All right. Yes. Now, what do we do when it forgets? We try to remember it again. Okay, we try to remember it again. We go into a practice mode and we try to remember it again. And now something very wonderful happens. Because Jyotsna's neuron of salsa was so strong by 30 times, what happens is that this time it is as easy to learn as it was at the 28th or the 29th time for her. That is a wonder of our neuron. Yeah. Do you see? अभी वो भूल गई तो ऐसा होना चाहिए था ना that it must have gone all the way back to the 10th class. No, that doesn't happen. When you forget something and you go back to it, the brain is so good that it remembers it just the way it was in the last few parts of the learning. Now, what do we understand? Why am I talking about neurons? Yeah, this is a mental health class. This is not a biology class, isn't it? Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'll come to all that, Harshita. And okay, so ma'am, if we have grown some negative thought neurons, can we destroy it? Can we destroy it? Very good. I will come to that. Yeah, we'll counter all these questions. Yes, 21-day habit. Actually, you don't develop a habit in 21 days. It is a little misleading. Yeah. Okay, I'll come to all these questions. I'm liking your questions right now. Is it the same for some years also? Let's say 10 years. Yeah. So the more, okay. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about neurons is that, we have over 100 million neurons in our body. 100 million neurons. How much of our learning is dependent on these neurons then? Isn't it? Our so much learning is dependent on these neurons, because if one neuron of salsa can be so impactful, then imagine everything that we do can be so impactful in our life. Yeah. So that is why I'm telling you about your neurons. Now, if you understand the nature of this, you will understand it further. Okay. First and foremost thing, if you want to improve your studies, okay, these are a few tips for your studies first. All right, let me get done with that aspect. Few tips for your studies. One is that you have to remember to repeat. That is exactly what we did in terms of salsa. We repeated it for consecutively 30 classes. That is how the neuron gets strong. Remember to repeat and repeat to remember. हाँ, अगर आपको you have to repeat something at the same time, you need to, yeah, if you want to remember something, you need to repeat it. Okay, so this is the first mantra. Wherever you are, just say it out loud. Remember to repeat, repeat to remember. Okay. Second, it is good to forget. Yeah, when you forget something, it just shows that it existed. Okay, it is good to forget. All right. So what happens that when you in the process of remembering again, the neuron that is built new is much more stronger. Okay, it's much more stronger after you have forgotten and tried to remember it. It's like breaking a bone and then plastering it, and that bone is much more stronger now. It's the same way with the neuron. Okay, and one additional thing, whatever you repeat, you will be good at it. आप जो भी रिपीट करोगे आप उसमें अच्छे बन जाओगे. So if you repeat your studies, you will become very good at it. If you do more and more of gossiping, you will be very good at it. If you do more and more of negative thinking, overthinking, you will become an ace at it. If you practice, yeah, if you practice to be happy, calm, you will be good at it. Yeah? If you repeat those aspects of your life also, you will be very, very good at it. And this I can say with experience. It has been 9 years since the time I have been taking care of my mind. When I was just 18, yeah, I was just 18 years old when the first time I actually understood what the mind is. Okay, so this was the physical aspect. Now let's come to something more interesting, which you have been asking for. Okay, cool. So now, if you continuously we think positively, then we will be good at it. Majority, you cannot continuously think good, but if majority, if 80 to 90% of your time is spent in that, then you will be definitely good at it. Yeah. Okay. Now let me talk a little bit about our quality of life. हमारे जीवन जीने की जो क्वालिटी है उसके बारे में. Sorry for that disturbance. Okay. So Can you tell me, is everyone here from Bombay? Are we all from Bombay?
No, Rima, people would be from everywhere.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, Surat, very good, perfect. Okay, so let's take one example. You all, I know that most of you are either appearing for a 12th or have finished their 12th, yeah, and are appearing for CA. So let's take an example which is very relevant for you all. You all just get done with your 12th exam. आपका 12th exam का अभी खत्म हुआ है just, okay, and you are going out to party. All right, you have studied so much for your 12th boards, so you go out to party. All right, you have, like, you've gone out, you are enjoying yourself, मस्त एकदम फ्रेंड्स के साथ चिल कर रहे हो, कोई बीच पे गए हो या कोई अच्छी सी जगह पे गए हो, some very nice famous place of your city, you are enjoying yourself. Okay, suddenly you get a call from your mom or your dad and they start shouting at you. How can you be so irresponsible? Just because you finished your studies doesn't mean that you can just go anywhere and everywhere you want. This is so wrong, blah blah blah. They start you know uh, you know talking very rudely to you. They tell you that you're very very bad, and wait the results come, and itna sara sunane lagte hain. Now tell me, are you still happy in that situation? Are you happy? Are you relaxed? Are you enjoying? Oh, Jyotsna is superb. No, majority of us will not be happy. Yeah. So now tell me, okay. Now tell me what really changed? See, externally, you're still in a very, party environment. Yeah. आप अभी भी पार्टी कर रहे हो, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ हो, आसपास में कुछ बदली नहीं हुआ. So what is it that really changed? Come on, give me an answer. What changed? Mood changed, okay. Can we get a little more specific? Thoughts changed, very good. Perception, lovely. Someone, Divya Sagar. Mind, mental condition of the mind, superb. You guys are like really smart. Yeah. State of mind, perfect. That's the best word. State of mind. Neeta, I give you a thumbs up for that, double thumbs up for that. Yeah. So, our state of mind changed, isn't it? Yes. आसपास का तो situation same था. Yeah. But we don't really pay attention to our mind. It is said that the quality of our life depends on the state of your mind. Yes. The quality of your life depends on the state of your mind. Now, let's take another example to prove this. Okay. You're stuck in traffic jam. Up traffic jam mein atke hue ho, and it is showing you, earlier it was showing you like some 30 minutes, and then it increases to 1 hour, and suddenly your car also stops. आपकी गाड़ी रुक जाती है या रिक्शा जिसमें भी आप बैठे हो stops working. It starts raining heavily, and suddenly in all this chaos, yeah, you spot your best friend in the rickshaw next to you. आपका स्कूल टाइम का कोई तो बेस्ट फ्रेंड है, उसको आप स्पॉट करते हो. Let's say Deepak is there in the rickshaw next to me, and him and I used to go to school together, and we were very good friends. And I say, hi Deepak, कैसा है तू? How have you been? Yeah, we get excited, isn't it? Again, if you see the background, the surrounding has not changed. Yeah, what really changed again is our state of mind, isn't it? Yeah. See, the rain is still pouring, the traffic jam is still there, but we don't really pay attention to the quality of our life depending on the state of our mind. Yeah. So mind is one of the most important faculties of our life. Do you agree to this? Yeah, we enjoy that situation because we have handled our state of mind. Just one thought is what it takes to change the most terrible situations into the most best of situation. हाँ? लेकिन हम लोग जीवन में क्या करते हैं? We run behind standard of living. Do you realize there's a difference between state of mind, quality of life, and standard of living? Yeah? Yeah. So there is a difference. See, standard of living मतलब क्या? आपके पास कितनी भी अच्छी गाड़ी हो, whatever you have the best car. Let's take lockdown only as the example. You have the best car, you have the best clothes, you have the best shoes. लेकिन आप उस सब का कुछ नहीं कर सकते. You could do nothing about it because you had to sit in the house. भले ही आपके गराज में लिमोजिन क्यों ना पार्क की हो, but you could not use it because of lockdown. Yeah. So our whole life, you know, these advertisements and these posters that are there, they all try to show you a picture that your state of mind will get better if you handle the standard of living. है ना? बड़ी सी गाड़ी में, but that's not the thing. Yeah. The quality of your life depends on your state of mind. Wherever you are, just repeat this sentence. Okay? The quality of my life depends on the state of my mind. Okay? But what do we do about this mind? How do we handle this mind? Okay? This we will get a glimpse of this today. एक छोटा सा glimpse मैं आपको दूंगी आज. Okay? Yeah. So, let's do one tendency of the mind. मन का एक tendency होता है. There is a tendency of the mind. We will all see that. Okay, let's close our eyes. आंखें बंद कर दें. Close both your eyes. And now you can think of anything, but don't think of a monkey. A monkey which is wearing a red hat, purple shorts, and eating a yellow banana and jumping from this tree to the other tree. Don't think of this monkey. इस monkey के बारे में बिल्कुल भी नहीं सोचना है आपको. No, 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 you're thinking. Don't think of this monkey. Okay, open your eyes. Now tell me quickly, how many of you saw a monkey? Be honest. कितने लोगों को monkey दिखा? You saw, you imagine, it just kept popping up. You were trying not to see the monkey. मैंने तो इंस्ट्रक्शन में बोला था नहीं देखना है, फिर भी आप देख रहे थे. कुछ लोगों को अपना खुद का चेहरा दिखा होगा एज अ मंकी. हाँ, yeah. You know why this happened? It is exactly because you told your mind not to do something. Yeah. The monkey is nothing but our daily thought. See, you know, the mind is like a chota bacha, small little kid. You tell a small kid, beta वहां पर socket है, उसमें हाथ मत डालना. The first thing the kid will do is करके अपना हाथ डालेगा. It's exactly what happens with the mind. Whatever you resist, it will persist at the level of the mind. मन के स्तर पे जो भी आप resist करते हो, मना करते हो, वो ज्यादा करके करने लगता है. Yeah, that's exactly why it takes so much time to get over your ex. You tell your mind, I don't want to think of my ex. She was so bad. She did that to me. She did this to me. He did this to me. I'm not going to think about my ex. I'm going to think about anything, but I'm not going to think about my ex. But what you do is you keep on thinking about your ex. Yeah. So whatever you resist at the level of the mind, it persists. If you want to, you know, go to sleep, can you tell your mind to go to sleep? मन को बोल सकते हो क्या अभी सो जाओ? नहीं, it does not listen to you. Yeah, it will not listen to you at the level of the mind. Yeah. So this is at the level of the mind, not at the level of your body. कुछ चीजें जो physically करनी होती है, like for example, at the level of your body, if you don't resist a a disease, a virus, yeah, that does not mean that it will persist. आपको अगर कोई बीमारी से दूर होना है तो आपके शरीर को उसको रेजिस्ट करना पड़ेगा भाई, वरना you will get that बीमारी. Yeah. So it is not at the level of your body, it is only at the level of the mind. Okay. If you want to get rid of a bad habit like smoking or drinking, I hope none of you do that, but even if you do, if you want to get rid of it, you can't say that, oh, if I resist it, it will persist. No, that is at the level of the body. Yeah. At the level of the body, whatever you resist will not persist. But at the level of the mind, whatever you resist will persist. Is this making sense? I hope it's making sense to you guys. Huh? So what do we do then? How do we handle this mind? I don't want to think negative. I don't want to think something wrong. But the more I say this, the more it happens. So we will come to this aspect also. We will deal with this also. Okay? All right. So this is one tendency of the mind. Whatever you resist will persist. Second tendency, which a lot of you want. Okay? आप सबने अपने questions में लिखा था how to focus better. Yeah? So we will deal with that one right now. Okay, great. So even though I can't see you, we will be playing a game. Okay, we will play a quick game. So the sentence, Jyotsna, is that whatever you resist at the level of the mind, it will persist. Whatever you resist will persist. Okay, great. Now, persist means वो और भी होता जाएगा. It will recur again and again. It will happen again and again. Okay. Now, second tendency, if we want to understand it, we will play a game. But you all have to give 100%, okay? I'm hoping everybody will give 100% to this game. Whether you can see me, you cannot see me, and you have to play it very honestly. हाँ, आपको एकदम honestly खेलना है इसको. Great, perfect, okay. So the game is very simple, okay? When you hear the word clap, you have to clap. And when you hear the word stop, you have to stop. Is that clear? Okay, great. So when I say the word clap, you clap. When I say the word stop, you stop. All right. So are we ready? We'll begin the game. Okay, start. Come on, start. How many of you started clapping? Pause, game, pause. How many of you started clapping? Come on, share. I'll wait. You clapped. So many of you clapped, right? All those who did not clap, why did you not clap? Come on, tell me. आपने लिखा no. Some one or two of you have written no. I did not clap. So why did? Yes, perfect, Ankita. You did not. I did not say the word clap. I just said start. Isn't it? And you all started clapping. Okay. Okay. So revision. Attention to the game. Okay. जब मैं clap बोलूंगी सिर्फ तभी आपको clap करना है. जब मैं stop बोलूंगी तभी आपको stop करना है. Okay. So you have to keep clapping till I say the word clap. And I have already said the word clap almost 3 times, and I'm sure that many of y'all have not started clapping. Okay, come on, clap. Let's clap. Come on, clap loudly. Someone in your house should think you've gone mad. Come on, clap. Stop. Clap. हाँ, chat है मत लिखो clap. आप clap करो. हाँ, clap करो. Okay, how many of you stopped clapping? Come on, be honest. When I stopped clapping, how many of you stopped clapping? Yeah, see, you're going by the actions. You don't have to stop. And right now also, you didn't have to stop. Okay, last time, okay? One last time we will play this game. All right? Come on, clap. Game has started. Stop chatting with me. Clap. Stop. clap, stop, clap, stop. Okay, stop, clap, stop, clap, 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 stop, stop. Okay, game over. Now tell me what was happening in this game. Quickly give me your responses. क्या हो रहा था game में? What was happening? Confusion. Okay. What else? Testing our attention, mind. Just focus on your command. Our brain. Third time done perfect. Okay. We had to respond with words and not actions. Alertness. Predicting. To receive the commands. What else? Concentration. Very good. Attention हो रहा था when third time you said stop. Okay. Actions were confusing the words. Correct. अच्छा, ये सब तो ठीक है. एक चीज बताओ जो आप लोग सब लोग कर रहे थे. All of you were doing, but it was not a part of the instruction. I'm very sure all of you were doing. Who played the game ना, वो सब लोग कर रहे थे, लेकिन वो मैंने instruction में नहीं दिया था. नहीं, focus नहीं, कुछ और. Attention तो मैंने बोला था आपको देना है. You have to play with attention. You have to play with focus. I had said this in the instruction. One thing which I did not give instruction, and you were all doing it. Laughing, Rakshit, you got it. If I would have a question, I would have a chocolate, I would have thrown it at you. Yeah. Laughing, smiling. But isn't it everybody was smiling? At some point, you had this goofy smile on your face. You know, yeah. Some of you were, you know, on the edge of your seat at times, like clap karna hai, stop karna hai, kya karna hai. Yeah. Good to know. See, now the reason behind this laughing and smiling. Yeah, there are two reasons. One is that you were all focused on what I was saying. Second, you were all relaxed while playing this game. ऐसा तो नहीं था कि आप लोग गन पॉइंट पे थे या आप लोग ये गेम ठीक से नहीं खेलोगे तो पता नहीं आप फेल हो जाओगे लाइफ में. ये कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं था, है ना? हाँ. So you were relaxed and focused at the same time. Whenever you are relaxed and focused at the same time, automatically a smile comes on your face. See, starting में आपको इतना मजा नहीं आ रहा था गेम में. It was later on that you were enjoying the game because you started giving more focus to the relaxation part. Yeah, and that is exactly what happens in life. See, we have achieved this state of relaxed and focused. है ना, हमने ये अचीव किया है. You were enjoying like childhood, but do you generally enjoy when you are clapping? प्रोफेसर खत्म करता है अपना लेक्चर, उसके बाद हम क्लैप करते हैं या कोई परफॉर्मेंस देता है तो इतनी खुशी थोड़ी होती है ना? ऐसा थोड़ी फील होता है. Yeah? But we have experienced this relaxed and focused before. I'll tell you when. आप कोई मूवी देख रहे हो, you're watching a movie, isn't it? You're always relaxed, but you're focused. अरे इसके बाद क्या होगा, क्या सीन आएगा. And if you are asked to repeat that movie again, किसी को आपको वापस सुनाना पड़े वो पूरा movie, you will be able to tell exactly what happened in the movie because you were relaxed and focused at the same time. आप अपने friends के साथ hang out करते हो, you're hanging out with your friends, you're enjoying, isn't it? At that time, you are completely relaxed and focused. हाँ, वो gossip क्या दी उसने, आप वो मतलब फेसबुक पोस्ट बना सकते हो उसके बारे में. इतने रिलैक्स्ड और फोकस्ड रहते हैं हम. Yeah, but how to achieve this relaxed and focused state when you are studying? That is a big tension, isn't it? Yeah. See, how is your mind 3-4 months before the exam? एग्जाम के 4-5 महीने बाकी है, उसके पहले आपका मन कैसा होता है? How is your mind? How is the mind? 5 months before the exam, stressed, relaxed, I'm sure. हाँ, अभी तो टाइम है, अभी चिल करते हैं. हाँ, देखते हैं बाकी सब लोग पढ़ रहे हैं तो स्टार्ट करेंगे वरना नहीं करेंगे. It's like that. हाँ, how is your mind 5 minutes before the exam? आप एग्जाम में बस जाने वाले हो, उसके 5 मिनट पहले कैसा होता है आपका मन? नर्वस, एंशियस, फटी हुई होती है, रेस्टलेस, हाउ विल द पेपर बी, स्ट्रेस्ड, बस पास हो जाए. दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन यू रिमेंबर ऑल द भगवान, अल्लाह, भगवान, सब खुदा सब याद आने लगता है उस समय, है ना? या so 5 minutes before the exam. See, 5 months before the exam, you are completely relaxed, but there is very little or no focus. Okay? And 5 minutes before the exam, you are completely focused, but very little relaxation or almost no relaxation. Hai na? Now, both these states of focused and relaxed we experience, but we don't experience it together. एक साथ हम कभी experience नहीं कर पाते. Yeah? So we will learn this art of, experiencing both of them together. You want to learn that? हाँ जरा दिल धड़कता है तेजी से. Yeah. Okay. Now let me tell you exactly what happens when you enter to let us know that why it is important to be relaxed. See, focus तो हम ले आते. One night before the exam, हम focus को तो कहीं से भी ढूंढ ढांड के लेकर आते, है ना? किसी हिडन ट्रेजरी में डाला होता है उसको, वहां से भी लेकर आते हैं एग्जाम के एक रात पहले. यू सिट विथ योर बुक. बुक तो नहीं, कई बार हम नोट्स लेके बैठते हैं. Then even though you have just paid 100 rupees for 100 copies Xerox, you will still start counting the pages. कितने pages है इसमें? You do this amazing thing of counting the pages. aha, that गरम गरम Xerox copy की जो feel है, आप वो लेते हो पहले. फिर आप क्या बोलते हो? आप डिसाइड करते हो कि अभी हम I'm going to study. अभी आज तो पक्का है पूरी रात पढ़ाई करनी है. Yeah, you have to study the whole night because it's the last day before the exam. So you decide that I'm going to study the whole night. Alright. So you are like, I have 10 hours in hand. 5 घंटे में I will finish first half. The other half I will finish in the next 5 hours and I'll be done. But for 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, उसी फर्स्ट पेज पे अटके हो. एंड देन आप गलती करते हो अपने बेस्ट फ्रेंड को कॉल करने की, और वो बोलता है बहुत हालत खराब है, मैंने तो अब तक रिवाइज ही नहीं किया है. एंड यू आर लाइक, रिवाइज मैंने स्टार्ट नहीं किया है. तो आपकी थोड़ी और फट जाती है. या यू गेट अ लिटिल मोर स्कैर्ड एंड देन यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग अगेन. You go back to your thing, and then what happens? Yeah, next day when you go in your exam, आप exam लिखने जाते हो, you know the first answer, you don't know the second, third you remember a little bit. आपको पता चलता है तो पढ़ाई नहीं की है ठीक से. Then you come to the fourth answer and you're like, मुझे ये आंसर पता है, I know this answer, I read it, it's on page number 59. उसके बाजू में ये वेन डायग्राम बना हुआ था और उसके नीचे ये भी था, और सिखाते समय मैम ने वो एक चॉक भी फेंका था मेरे फ्रेंड के ऊपर. बट आई कांट रिमेम्बर हाउ इट स्टार्ट. मुझे पता ही नहीं है ये स्टार्ट कैसे होगा. ये हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है हमारे साथ? वी फॉरगेट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द आंसर एंड देन यू से लेट मी गो बैक टू इट लेटर. कभी और करते हैं इसको. हाँ, पहले दूसरे आंसर कर लेती हूँ मैं, एंड लेट मी आंसर दिस लेटर. And then if you have the time and if you are lucky and fortunate, आपको वो आंसर याद आएगा एग्जाम के दौरान. वरना क्या होगा? Otherwise, you go without answering that question. And then when do you remember this answer? ये आंसर कब याद आता है? एग्जाम हॉल छोड़ने के बाद. while you're having a shower, or while you're sitting in the loo. Yeah, happens in tax exam. You know, this happens to our mind. You know why? Because during the exam, you are so focused, you're almost stressed. Huh? Lekin next time you are relaxed. Okay, so that is why this happens. You are relaxed, and that is why you remember that answer the next day. But nobody has ever taught us how to be relaxed. किसी ने हमें समझाया ही नहीं है how to be focused and relaxed at the same time. This is another wonderful tendency of the mind. We never had a topic which was about mind management. Yeah, yeah. You should study one night before, but you should sleep very well. So some brain hacks I will tell you. I will tell you some brain hacks now. There are a few hacks that will help you study better and focus better. The first very important thing is sleep. Yeah, you need to sleep at least 8 hours before your exam. आपके एग्जाम के पहले आपको 7 से 8 घंटा सोना बहुत जरूरी है. Yeah, because there are some things which are not wanted in your brain, and that gets removed from your mind because of sleeping well. It's like, how we have shit which comes out of our body. There are some chemicals which are like that, yeah, which need to come out of your brain. So sleep helps you do that. Only sleep can make you do that. Okay. So sleeping one night before the exam for 8 hours is very important. Hack number 1. Hack number 2 is that you need to exercise, physically exercise. What happens when you exercise is there is a chemical which is released in your body. Yeah, the chemical which is released in your body, it is dopamine, and that produces happy hormones. You suddenly feel very energetic in your body after doing the exercise. बहुत energy feel होता है. You feel like wow. Yeah, of course there is a little tiredness in the body because of whatever you feel, but mind level पे एक sudden surge of energy you feel. That is because the chemicals that are released in the body because of exercising, it gives you a different kind of a high. Yeah, so it is naturally available, exercising. Some exercise, at least 30 minutes of some rigorous exercise daily basis, you should do during the thing. Okay, during your day, during your schedule. Many a times we ignore this, especially when you're studying for something so competitive like CA. We stop doing everything else and we focus only on this. है ना? Third hack. The third hack is that you study in intervals by doing alternative things. Especially when you are studying something which is concerned completely with logic, number, yeah, and rational, you should balance it out by listening to classical music or any kind of music. Hopefully not honey sing and things like that, because that's not really going to improve your brain cells. Okay, so taking interest in music also balances the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. Yeah. ओके, पहले सुन लो, आपके मार्क्स वगैरह के बारे में हम बाद में बात करेंगे. ओके, तो दैट इज द थर्ड हैक. फर्स्ट हैक क्या था? व्हाट वाज द फर्स्ट हैक? टू स्लीप बेटर. सेकंड इज टू एक्सरसाइज. थर्ड इज टू लिसन टू सम काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक or do something creative to balance out your left and the right hemisphere. Okay, either listen to music or you can, yes, painting is also fine. Do something creative, cooking, painting, या create web designing if you want, graphic designing, ठीक है? कुछ तो ऐसा क्रिएटिव करो अपने जीवन में which will add on some value to your life. Okay? Exercise नहीं करनी है, go play a sport. Yeah. So playing with a child is just a fun activity. It is not using any of your brain cells. You need to engage in something which is more, where you are using your brain cells, because that will enhance your capacity to learn. Yeah. Yes, walking is fine. You can do walking also. Walking, jogging, poetry is good for that. All right. And you can also do things like dancing. Yeah. Games again is time pass. I'm not talking about time pass. I'm talking about learning creative things. Okay. Gardening is something which is more than just time pass. Okay. Then, yeah, you can make a list and you can post over here, and I will say yes to everything. And the fourth and the most amazing hack, which is a boon to human beings, is meditating. Yeah. So I just want to know how many of you over here meditate or have meditated at some point in your life. Yeah. Good, good. Come on, keep it going. If you guys. Meditation. Okay. Great. So now I want to know if you meditate or you don't meditate, doesn't matter. I want to know from you guys, what is meditation according to you? आपके हिसाब से meditation क्या है? What is meditation? So I'm reading in the question section. What is meditation? Knowing yourself, sitting silently in one room, concentrate on something. हाँ, मुझे पता था कोई तो ऐसा एक और आएगा. No thought state of mind. Connecting with ourselves. Blind room. Increase focus and concentration. Something that can make you peaceful. Breathing, calm your mind. Automatically happen. Okay. Inner peace, being peaceful. But what is this process of meditation? Being peaceful, okay. Bringing calm, inner peace. Okay, wonderful. Now, we have this little misconception many times that meditation means concentration. Yeah, isn't it? Many times we have this aspect that meditation का मतलब है concentrate करना, है ना? How many of you feel that meditation is concentration? You can all put a yes or raise your hand. It's okay. It's okay if you have that concept. Yeah. See, meditation is actually the reverse. It is deconcentration. The result of meditation is, the result of meditation is concentration. Byproduct है वो. Concentration is a byproduct of meditation. But meditation is not concentration. Ta-da! Yeah, eye opener. Yeah. So now let me talk a little bit more about, how our mind actually functions. So mind and body, मेरा तीन type के, if you follow Indian ancient traditions and a little bit of Sanskrit, I'll tell you that our body is made up of three energies. It is also called as the teen gunas. Anybody who can tell me what these three gunas are? Anybody who knows Ayurveda a little bit? Okay, come on, I'm seeing. Yes, Rohini has got, yeah. So it's anybody else? Ravi Teja has got it. Fire, water, air are elements, not gunas. Yeah. So you must have heard of this word sattva. है ना? सत्वा सुना होगा सबने. Yes. Yeah. So we have three such energies or gunas in our body. The first one is rajas. Rajas means, you know, raja. The word raja से आता है rajas. So अभी राजाओं का खाना कैसे होता था? How would be the food of rajas? Yeah, lavish, very spicy or very masaledar, very you know, with a lot of meetha, excessive sugar. Yeah. So at the level of the food, rajasic food is something which is very extreme. Yeah. Now at the level of the body, rajas, when you have too much rajas at the level of the body, you will see that you are very restless. See, rajas is important in the body so that you can do activity. The fact that you are right now sitting and listening to me, it is also thanks to rajas. Yeah, that you are able to do this. But it is too much. If it is too much, then you will see, you know, some people, they are so restless. वो लोग एक पेन लेते हैं, उसके साथ टिक 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 करते रहते हैं. They're constantly doing something. Their leg is moving, their hands are moving, yeah, or they keep blinking too much, or they cannot just sit in one place without movement. That is too much excessive rajas. Now, rajas in the mind. What is rajas in the mind? Too many thoughts. Yeah. When you have too many thoughts, it leads to rajas. Now, these people are very easily prone to anger. Rajas बहुत ज़्यादा होता है ना जब body में, so you can easily get angry. This anger suddenly turns into apprehension, overthinking. हाँ, ये overthinking होता है. और वो overthinking आपका aggression में बदल जाता है. Many a times that anger stage is fine, everybody gets angry, but then you become aggressive. आप लोग बहुत जो रजस कैटेगरी होता है, you become very aggressive. Yeah, and then that aggression can turn slowly. If it keeps happening again and again and again and again, then it can reach a level of violence. You hear no sudden some news में आता है कभी कभी उसने suddenly in a fit of anger that person killed someone. Otherwise the person is very nice, but because of fit of an anger, हाँ, उसने किसी का खून कर दिया. That is rajas to an extreme level. Yeah. Then see, it is connected to the mind. Okay. So then coming to the second type of guna, which is tamas. Yeah. Now what does tamas do? Tamo gun जो बोलते हैं. It creates sleep in the body. Yeah. So little bit of sleep is important. Little bit of you know, tamas is necessary. Otherwise you will not sleep in the night. Yeah. So sleep. But then when it becomes a little excessive tamas in the body, it leads to laziness. It's fine even if you're lazy sometimes. But if it turns into lethargy, आपको कुछ करने का मन नहीं करता. You become too much in that tamas zone. Yeah. Then if that exceeds too much from laziness and lethargy, it can even become so much that you start getting very depressive thoughts. You don't feel like doing anything, you get depressive thoughts. And if it is going to very extreme, it can even lead to suicide. Thoughts of suicide, suicidal tendencies. People who have suicide, they are very into tamas. Now, tamas is generated from food which is generally stale. हम बासी खाना खाते हैं या packaged खाना खाते हैं, or you eat too much non-vegetarian diet. Yeah, so that leads to tamasic level. Yeah. Now, what is sattva? Sattva is the balanced state of being. When you are neither too aggressive nor you're too lazy. Yeah, you are neither too into depressive thoughts, nor you are into overthinking. It's a balanced state. You know the kind of feeling you get when you see a very beautiful sunset, है ना? You go like, wow, this is so beautiful. That is a moment of sattva. Yeah, when you're playing with kids, small kids, 1 or 2 year old, that feeling that you get, that is sattva. Yeah, yes, that balanced state is sattva. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because our mind needs to be in this state of sattva to experience all that which you want to achieve, to be able to be relaxed and focused. You need to have sattva in you. Hmm? So many times, all of you want to be successful over here. How many of you want to be successful? Whatever is your definition of success, do you want to be successful? Tell me a yes or a no. Of course, everyone. No, it's not necessarily everyone. Yeah. When you have high sattva, जब आपका sattva high होता है, that means when your energy is high, that time, so many times it happens that, some work which was supposed to take 10 hours gets done in 1 or 2 hours because the sattva was high. But when the sattva is low, when your sattva is low, it happens that even when you put in efforts of hours, things don't happen. आप सब चीज सही करते हो, but things don't happen in spite of putting efforts. Means सत्वा बहुत low था. लेकिन कभी आप ऐसे ग्रुप एनर्जी में साथ में काम करते हो and things just happen. Everybody is in the yes mind. It just works out, and you get a very good result. So having a high sattva leads to higher success rate. Now that is very, very new and very, very interesting. Yeah. This happens with all of us. Yeah, sometimes we see that हमारा कुछ काम तो ऐसे हो जाता है एकदम फटाक से, एकदम मस्त में, और कुछ काम जो होता है बहुत समय तक आप उस पे काम करते हो फिर भी नहीं, क्योंकि आपका सत्वा चेंज हो गया. Now, how do I increase this sattva? How do I have a high sattva in my life? How do I get successful? How do I reach out to having high sattva all the time? That is through meditation. Yeah. It is only through meditation that you can actually achieve higher energies of sattva. Yeah. So, should we all do one experience of increasing our sattva right now? Yeah. Should we all increase our sattva right now? Great. Okay. So before we do that, we will just shake our hands a bit. Come on, shake, 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 shake. Leave the chat box. Shake your hands. काफी time से बैठे हैं ना? You're just sitting for so long. Shake, 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 shake faster, as if your fingers are going to fall off. It's okay if some fingers fall off also. Not fast. Come on. Okay, leave the chat, leave the question box, and just follow the actions. Okay. Now I'll show you some actions which will help you in concentration. Okay. So you take your palm and you rub it on your forehead like this. This activates the prefrontal cortex. आपकी brain का एक part है prefrontal cortex. It gets activated and helps you concentrate better. Now pull your ears. Pull your ears down. Can you all hear me? I hope you can hear me. Now just pull your ears. Pull them up. Pull them sideways. पता है हमारे बचपन में teachers used to pull our ears. It was not just for fun. It is said that the seat of our awareness and attention lies in our ears. हमारे कान को इसलिए खींचा जाता था that it used to bring us back to awareness. There are some nerves that go to our ears from the brain which are responsible for attention. So keep pulling your ears. Massage your ears nicely. Now make them cycle your ears. हाँ, अभी आप एक्शन करो. You can smile, not a punishment. Great. Now just press your eyebrows को press करें. With the tip of your fingers, massage your cheeks. See if there are any knots. Massage your jaws nicely. आपके जबड़ा है ना, जबड़ा, jaws, उसको अच्छे से मसाज करो. Come on. We hold a lot of stress here. Release it. Massage your eyes. Now hold your arms and just swing. Many times we are sitting in front of the screen so much, na? We don't move. This can help you bring some movement in the body. Smile, smile, smile. Not a punishment. And relax your shoulders, rotate your shoulders backwards and front, and just shrug your shoulders and do it with the breath. Stretch your arms, stretch your hands, and relax. And let's sit still now. अभी हम एकदम स्थिर बैठेंगे, as if it's a mannequin challenge. हाँ, स्टैच्यू बन के बैठ जाए. And just follow my instructions completely. हाँ, मेरी instructions को आप follow कीजिएगा. Close your eyes. आंखें बंद कर लेते हैं. Let's all close our eyes. And for the next few minutes, do not move, do not open your eyes. चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए room में. Anything happens in the room, do not move, do not stop the process. Someone comes to call you, someone calls to wake you up, doesn't matter. You still continue with the meditation. we will take our attention to all the sounds in the environment. Become aware of all the sounds in the environment. Sound of the fan, sound of someone talking in the house or in your surroundings, sound of some bird and animals. जो भी sounds आ रहे हैं उसके ऊपर ध्यान ले जाए. Just one by one take your attention to all the sounds that are coming from the background. And just accept all the sounds as they are. जो भी आवाजें हैं जैसी भी है उन्हें जैसे भी है वैसे स्वीकार करें. Just accept them the way they are. Now we will take our attention to the different parts of our body. This body is a gift from nature. Let us honor and respect it. Take your attention to your right leg. अपने दाएं पैर पर ध्यान ले जाएं. Relax your entire right leg. Relax your left leg. Relax both your legs completely. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Relax your genitals, your stomach, your navel region, जननेंद्रिया, abdomen और नाभि को विश्राम दें. Relax your chest region, छाती को विश्राम दें. Relax your right hand, right shoulder. Relax your left hand, left shoulder. Take one more breath in. Breathe out. Relax your neck and throat. Relax your face. You can keep a smile on your face even if it's fake. एक मुस्कान रखें, नकली भी चलेगा. Relax your shoulders. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your neck. Relax your eyes. Relax your entire body. Relax your head, top of your head. Relax your whole body completely. Take a breath in, breathe out. Now take your attention to the thoughts that are coming in your mind. अगर कोई विचार आ रहे हैं, if there are any thoughts, just become aware of them. Good thoughts or bad thoughts, less thoughts or too many thoughts, just let them come. Doesn't matter. जो भी विचार आ रहे हैं उन्हें आने दें. Be in harmony with your thoughts. Don't resist any thought. कोई भी विचार को रोकने की कोशिश ना करें. Thoughts are like clouds. Let them come and go. And you relax your mind more and more. Take a breath in, breathe out. Become aware of your feelings or emotions. मन में उठ रहे भावनाओं के प्रति सजग हो जाए. Pleasant feelings or unpleasant feelings. Let them be. सुखद या दुखद भावनाएं, जैसी भी भावनाएं आ रही हैं उन्हें आने दें. Take a breath in, breathe out. With your eyes closed, just relax more and more. Know that you are peace, you are joy, and you are love. Let's once again take your attention to your feelings. Become aware of your thoughts, if any. Gently become aware of your body. शरीर पे ध्यान ले आए. Become aware of your surroundings. Take one more breath in. Breathe out. And slowly and gradually, with a big smile on your face, one more breath in. Breathe out, and you may slowly, gently open your eyes. धीरे से अपनी आंखें जब मन चाहे तब खोल सकते हैं. How was it? How was your experience? You can all write down. How is the mind right now? Peaceful? Calm, relaxed, fresh? Very good. Relaxed and focusing? You feel that the room is a little brighter? Yeah? Yeah. See, we generally don't even feel this fresh after a 8 hour sleep. Yeah. Yes, this was a meditation, Harshada. It was a guided meditation. Yeah. Good. Glad that all of you, you know what? You are one of those rare species in the world who could actually sit still with their eyes closed for the last 15 minutes. Some of you felt that you felt as if you slept, है ना? लेकिन अगर आप सो रहे होते तो आपको मेरे इंस्ट्रक्शन सुनाई नहीं दे रहे होते. So sleep and meditation are very close, but they're very different. Yeah, a 20-minute of meditation is as good and as powerful as 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, good. So I was saying, you know, there was a research done in one of the universities of US. वहाँ पर क्या था? They had asked people. There were two groups of people. One of the experiment group was that you know, they were told that they will have to sit in a room, and they were just asked if they like electric shock, and everybody said no, we don't like electric shocks. Okay, and then they were asked to sit in a room which had very little or no furniture. सिर्फ एक desk था. They were not allowed to sit with their phones, no phones, nobody else was there in the room. Just one wall, one chair, and one desk was there. And they were sitting on that chair. Okay. So they were asked to sit in that room for 20 minutes. उनको बस 20 मिनट के लिए बोला था to sit in the room. Okay. What happened was that there was a button on a chair where they were sitting. Okay. Now out of curiosity, the first time they pressed the button and they got a shock. उनको एक इलेक्ट्रिक शॉक आया. ठीक है, एक बार में प्रेस किया, समझ में आ गया. But it is found out that 60% of the people who participated in this particular experiment, they pressed that button multiple times in those 20 minutes, highest being 200 times. One of the participants in the group pressed that button for 200 times and got shocks 200 times in that 20 minutes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how unstable nowadays people's minds are that we don't even, you know, yeah, sorry. So, can you all hear me? Yeah, now I'm audible. So, the research shows that people are not willing to sit still for just a time period of 20 minutes and not do anything. This ability to do nothing for 20 minutes in the day, people are losing out on that. Yeah, but you guys are at least not a part of that because you all meditated for 15 minutes at least. So you can all pat yourselves for being those wise people who can meditate. Yeah. So this is it. This is what I had for you guys today. Yeah, this is what mind, mental health. You know, we can do a quick recap. आप लोग एक recap करते हैं. Let's do a recap of whatever we heard in today's session. Yeah, I hope you all liked it and you understood most of it. So let's do a quick recap. क्या आपको याद है? What do you remember from the session today? Come on, chat. Type it out. What do you remember? Sleep enough. Okay. What else? Yeah. Once we do a recap, then I will take questions. Huh? Remember to repeat. Stay focused. Good sleep before exams. Exercise. Brain sattva, yeah. How to be relaxed and focus at the same time. Meditate. Quality of life depends on state of mind. Very good. Remember to repeat to remember. Physiology of the brain, yes. Choose food wisely, very good. Whatever you repeat is going to stay for longer. Quality of your life. What we resist persists at the level of the mind. Study at intervals. Classical music is good, very good. Meditation is most important, absolutely right. Good to forget, yes, but then go back to it also. Yeah, once forgotten, go back to it. Good to forget negative memories, yes. Meditation, relaxed feel hota hai. High sattva, high success rate, very good. Anything else? Come on. What else you remember? Mind is like a small child, very good. Repetition is good to forget, practice best. Find best, okay. New learning 3 gunas. Meditation is deconcentration, correct. What you resist persists at the level of the mind. Proper sleep, very good. So very good. We have done a good recap. Yeah. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. अगर आपको कोई questions है, then आप पूछ सकते हैं. Is it possible that we build positive thought neurons in our brain to a greater extent? Yes, it is possible. If you engage more and more in positive things, you will do it. Meditation helps you do that. Meditation is actually like an eraser to the board. It helps you get rid of things which are not necessary. I've taken up my CA final almost 5 years. There was a gap due to some reason. I follow what she done mentally, attitude, keeping. Just do it. Firstly, don't think that something you cannot do. Yeah, the moment you tell yourself that I cannot do it, it looks shocking. But you can actually just do it. It's just a matter of decision. Okay, one by one. How to forget negative situations that happened in the past. Meditate. It will help you. Just a second. So many questions. How to gain self-esteem and confidence. Yeah. See, confidence and self-esteem is in the mind. And lack of confidence is also in the mind. So if you just handle your mind by meditating, by practicing whatever we discussed today, you can definitely handle your mind better. Okay, and it will boost your confidence more and more. Also, what is it that you are not confident about? Yeah, generally lack of confidence is because we feel that someone will laugh at you. The fear of being laughed at. Yeah. So if you stop taking that seriously, you will automatically be more confident. How to sleep well? I do a sleep workshop. You can come on that and I can tell you there. Reduce overthinking. 2 things. One is activity and second is rest. So activity means 1 hour. If you have too many thoughts, you must exercise for minimum 1 hour in the day. Okay, literally sweat out, and then after that you meditate for 20 minutes, rest period. So that can help you get rid of overthinking. Fear of people thinking. Can we control stress because I really feel heavy? Yeah, so I also take up this online meditation and breath workshop for youth. I'm taking one from 17th of September. It is a paid workshop, of course. So I can share the details with Arpit sir, and he can forward it to you all if you are interested to come for that workshop. Please feel free to come. I have just recently done that workshop with students of Sathe, Dhanukar, and many other colleges. In fact, we had a study with Yale University and Harvard University who did the workshop. So most of your questions will get answered over there. Do I have a YouTube channel? No, not yet, but you can follow me on Instagram. at you can type Rima Engineer and you'll find me. Yes, I have a LinkedIn account. It's Rima Engineer. Yeah, how to be naturally optimistic? You need to practice it. Yeah, the more you're optimistic, the more it will happen. It is a decision you make moment to moment to be happy, to be optimistic, to be positive. Huh? Which meditation is better? So there are a variety of meditations. I practice the art of living, so I know that helps me. But you can log into your YouTube and find out whatever you want. You can type meditations by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, and they are very, very good, very, very effective. In fact, there are meditations on anxiety, on overthinking that also he takes, so you can practice those. How can one develop consistency? By being consistent. Every time you get a thought that ye nahi karna hai, you do it. See, I will just tell this that many a times you're not consistent because you're not committed. Keep commitment over feelings. Feelings are temporary. Feelings changes, but commitment cannot change. Yeah. And once you have committed to something, you complete that. Move from one success to the other. Midway, we feel that अरे ये नहीं करना है. हाँ? तो वो क्या होता है? That is wrong. That will not lead you to the desired result that you have. Yeah. So if you are not committed, if you go by your feelings, then you will not get the desired result. Sometimes you feel that you want to change your stream or change your commitment, but you first complete the first set of commitment. जो पहले ले लिया है उसको खत्म करो. Then you move on to the next. Yeah? What are the best ways to increase sattva gun? Meditation is the best way. Doing pranayams, doing meditation, learning the Sudarshan Kriya, that has been my experience. There is some work going on in my society, so you will hear these sounds. I'm sorry for that. What should we do when the mind becomes shaky, like stress, when the mind wanders and want to study? There is something called as a concentration pranayam, which we teach in the online meditation and breath workshop. So if you ever happen to do that workshop, you will learn a very beautiful concentration technique there. Negative thoughts are involuntary, how to stop them? Don't try to stop them. That's what we said. Don't resist. Let it come. Make it your friend. The problem is we try to marry our thoughts. Just flirt with it and let it go. Yeah. Okay. How do we get details of the upcoming workshop? I think I can send it to your concerned organizers, Garv and Arpit sir. Is that okay if I send it to you guys?
I think that will be fine. We can ask the students to check out the Vikasa link and all those places. We'll share them over there. The handles.
Perfect. Great. So we'll do that. Yeah, I'll send it to your organizers. They can forward it to you all. Any question? Is the session paused? No. My further seminars, I will send the details to you guys. Singing a good exercise for the vocal cords and the mind, yes. For the physical level, no. We need to do something more physical for that. What if we sleep during meditation? It's okay. Sometimes it happens. Yeah. What else? Is there any other questions? Increase creativity, do more creative things to increase your creativity. Yeah. See, this is the mantra. The more you do something, the more it increases in life. Yeah. Remember to repeat to remember. Anything that you do, if you follow this, it will really happen. How to open up with people? I really talk very less by doing it. Do by doing, be by being. Yeah, you do it once, you see how you feel, do it a second time, then do it a third time. Yeah. Great. I know this might seem like a very simple answer and you feel like अरे ये क्या do by doing मतलब क्या है तो करना ही पड़ेगा ना हाँ लेकिन ऐसा ही है you will have to do it yeah okay
Ma'am, are there
yes
any questions coming to you right now, or we can conclude, I guess, if it's not coming, if the
yeah
questions are
almost all of them I have answered yes so we are
so,
done for this day.
okay. So, firstly, I would like to thank you, ma'am, for giving us so many positive inputs about our mental stress and everything. Also, few points which I could take out from your exercise was one was remember to repeat and repeat to remember. This was the main point. And on a lighter note, if I would say, since you told there are 20 minutes session is a 4 hours sleep and your suggested 8 hours sleep, I would rather take 40 minutes, 2 sessions to complete my 8 hours sleep so that I can engage myself in other things. So on a lighter side, as of now, for this thing. And Jatin, if you are here, I would like to request you to give vote of thanks. Jatin.
Yes. Am I audible? A very good evening to Professor Rima
Go
ma'am,
ahead.
Vikasa member, WH member, and all students. I, Jatin Jagtap, on behalf of Vikasa team and entire fraternity, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to Professor Rima ma'am to be here and to spend a precious time from busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Thank you so much, ma'am. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts and surely it's going to encourage all the students in our future goals. Thank you so much for that. Your thoughts have enlightened us and our mind. There was a need of this session as there are many questions and many thoughts are running in students' mind because of this pandemic situation. So we are very thankful to have you here. Thank you so much for that. And I think so. Now students are very comfortable and feeling relaxed after hearing you. And there are some points that I like to mention. As Gav said, thanks for your mantra that remember to repeat and repeat to remember. It was very good. And that clap stop game was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was very amazing. And the third thing, the mantra was relaxed and focused. The movie wala example you gave, it is literally true that when we watch movie, we are really focused and we are really like relaxed. So that mantra was also very good. Thanks for giving us the knowledge about neurons, that how can we shape our neurons. It was such an amazing session today. Thanks for that brain hacks that you gave us, how to tackle with all the situations and how to control our brain. Brain is like a child. पहले ऐसे लगता था सिर्फ दिल ही बच्चा है like आपने बता दिया brain is also a child. Thank you for that. We'll try to build a high sattva as you said. We'll meditate. We'll try to do it from now. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for all this, your contribution. Now, I would also like to thank Vijay sir and Mishra sir who worked very hard for this event, who made this event successful. I would also like to thank WFC member and Vikasa chairman CA Lalit Bajaj who gave us this platform where students can connect, learn, and prosper. I must not forget to thank the students and all the viewers who believed in us and joined with us. And I would like to say to all the students that please follow Vikas on the social media. Please do it and stay tuned for the upcoming event. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
a
for
lot.
those kind words. Yeah, I
You're
enjoyed the
welcome.
section.
Yes,
Thank
thanks a
you.
lot, ma'am and Jatin. Furthermore, I would like to inform the students about the upcoming event, which is there on 23rd of August. So since our mind is calm now and there is from today there are 75 days for our exams, but from Sunday there'll be 71 days for our exams. And so I request you to continue practicing meditation for the upcoming days and your entire life so that we stay focused and we are healthy and all prepared, geared up for our exams. For that, now we are calm and we have a webinar, a series on how to analyze on your exam preparations. So that we have it on Sunday. Now your mind is calm, and now let's start your preparation together. We all will start our preparation together. So that is on Sunday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. In that we have 3 sessions. First by CA Durgesh Singh about analysis of the exam preparation. Second by Krunali Shah about the soft skills in virtual area. Right now we are in this virtual world, and we may have interviews in future after we clear our exams, and all those things, it may happen virtually. So some soft skills webinar we have by Krunali Shah, and the third is automation using Excel, which will be delivered by CA Sandeep Modi. So please do register in large numbers from on for 23rd of August. And we also request you to follow our Vikasa handle and stay tuned for upcoming events. And for the ma'am event also, you can text us at Vikasa, Vikasa_WIRC, Instagram handle and Twitter handle. Thank you so much, all the students. Good evening. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am. मिश्रा जी एंड कर दो ना प्रोग्राम. मिश्रा जी, हेलो.